Money is never the goal if you actually want to become rich. And I know that's so cliche to say, money doesn't buy happiness, but quite frankly, I actually disagree with that statement. Money does buy happiness. But the thing is, happiness is a temporary emotion, which brings me back to my main point as to why money is never the goal when you actually want to become rich. Because being rich doesn't just mean having a lot of money. Not everyone's definition of success is always money. You can be rich financially, you can be rich in relationships, you can be rich in happiness, you can be rich mentally, and you can be rich spiritually. So if you have ambitions of becoming rich, never ever put money at that forefront goal, because that is how you dig yourself in a hole that you can never escape. You see, the reason why so many people nowadays die with regrets or just waste a lot of time in their precious life is because they keep chasing shallow, ego-driven desires. And what that means is basically people are doing things out of fear as opposed to doing things for fulfillment. Whether it be a fear of failure, whether it be a fear of judgment, whether it be a fear of being broke. Every single life decision is always influenced by trying to get away from something, trying to run away from something, or trying to avoid something. And that, I believe, is the biggest trap in this generation. And the reason why I say this is because shallow things only give you satisfaction when it is achieved. So take, for example, money. When you're working towards money, when you're, grinding and you're actually putting your head down and you're trying to become rich by, making $1 million, making 10K a month, whatever you want to classify as rich, that time in which you spend working is gruesome, it's tiring, it's shit, and no one likes it, okay? And that's just the nature of the game, right? If you want good things, you're gonna have to go through hard times. But my problem is when you put money as the forefront goal, you only get satisfaction, as in you only feel content with your life once you get the money. So all those months or years you spend grinding and in that sad, shitty state, you have no feelings of satisfaction. You're not enjoying your life, right? So you'll only end up enjoying your life when you get that money, which you will. I know, because everyone will eventually get what they work for if they actually work for it. But that's a problem. It's a problem because, again, that time spent where they're actually working towards it, there is no fulfillment. There is no happiness. So what eventually happens is they'll get the money, they'll get the feeling of fulfillment, they'll get the feeling of satisfaction, the feeling of happiness, but then they're obviously going to spend the money, and these feelings of happiness are usually short-lived because, like I said, happiness is a temporary emotion, right? They get the money, they're like, yay, I have the money, I'm a millionaire now, yes, I got this watch, yes, blah, blah. After all of that, they want more. And you know why they want more? Because they're addicted to the feeling of happiness, the shallow feeling of satisfaction they get once they achieve the goal. So what happens is they spend another year or 2 or even 6 months in that grueling, shitty state again, just to make more money. And again, the cycle continues. And you basically go through life in this cycle, and I feel ashamed to say this, but I went through that cycle myself, and a lot of people go through this cycle for years. I don't just mean 5 to 10 years, no, I mean for their whole life. And what happens is their whole life just becomes a chase for more, right? Out of these 60 years, let's say, that they've quote unquote lived, only 10 of those years they've actually enjoyed. And that hurts to say because life is such a gift. It's a God-given gift to be able to be alive and experience the world, the amazing world that we're living in. But only 10 years of your life were actually enjoyable. You were actually able to take in the beauty of things. And if that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. Because it surely did wake me up. See, when I realized a lot of the things that people chase nowadays are ego-driven, like status, fame, and these are all because of fear. Like I said, they're trying to avoid the fear of being judged, so they try to overcompensate by trying to be perfect, trying to look good, trying to overly look good, and try to, wear watches and do whatever. Or they even try to avoid the fear of failure by, working so hard that they don't actually enjoy their life, and they can only get to enjoy it once they're safe from that fear of failure. And when I made this realization, it made sense why so many people were dying with regrets, were feeling like they were stuck, were feeling like they were wasting their life, and they felt depressed. And if you're currently going through this, I make this video right now to try and wake you up from this chase, this rat race, the matrix, as Andrew Tate would say, but I'm actually serious. You need to wake up and realize you shouldn't be chasing shallow things. Because if you actually want to become rich, fulfillment should be your goal. Not money, fulfillment, love. Why do I say fulfillment or love? Well, because fulfillment fundamentally comes not only from completing a goal, but also from doing the goal. So, for example, you feel fulfilled, you feel alive. And again, this is different from happiness. The feeling, the emotion of fulfillment is almost indescribable. You can't describe it like happiness. It's just like happiness, but more real. It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel real. And I know I just said real 2 times. Cut me some slack here. But basically, you know when you help someone and you're not helping them hoping for something in return, you're just helping them because you feel like helping them. And when you do help them, whether it be feeding someone or giving them some money, the act of you giving them money or feeding them makes you feel alive, makes you feel good about yourself. And this good feeling isn't really this egotistic feeling, but rather this warm feeling in your heart. And not only does the action make you feel fulfilled, when you see that person happy because of something you did, it makes you feel even more warm. So from beginning till the end of the action and the goal, you appreciate life for what it is because you truly appreciate how much love you can actually give to the world. And when you give love to the world gives love to you back. And I know it sounds so simple to fix one of society's biggest problems, which is, dying with regrets, just having a midlife crisis, being lost, and depression and whatnot. But it is really that simple. You just need more love and more fulfillment in your life. So, how do I know this? It's because I've lived through it. I've been that shallow person. I've been through the rat race. I've put money as the forefront goal. I thought that money will solve everything, but it doesn't. And yeah, it's so cliche. Money does buy happiness. I was happy, yeah. But then it made me addicted to the feeling of happiness. That's bad. What happened to doing things because you felt like doing it? What happened to helping others because why not? What happened to doing weird hobbies because why not? Everything now has to have a justification, has to have a reason behind it, when in reality, it doesn't. And I know some of you will think, what a privileged thing to say. Why not do things because you feel like doing it? That's so privileged of you. How about the people that have mouths to feed or they don't have shelter? And I say the same thing. Of course, the reality is that they actually need to do a job that they probably don't like, but their whole life doesn't revolve around the job, does it? It only revolves around the job when you keep talking about it and complaining about it every single day about how shit your job was. If you put fulfillment at the forefront goal, no matter what shitty job you're working, you still have 70% of the day left to do something in fulfillment. And if anything, the majority of time you spend in fulfillment can actually help you get better opportunities, have a better life in general. You don't need the money that you think you need. You need just enough. People can live on money enough to make ends meet, yet still be happier than a lot of these millionaires and millionaires. And that's because they put fulfillment as the forefront goal. And look, fulfillment to you can be anything, as long as it's from love, whether it be worshiping Jesus Christ, whether it be worshiping Allah, whether it be, following a religion, whether it be just donating to charity, whether it be kicking a soccer ball or football, whether it be picking up a camera and just speaking to people, right? That's what makes me fulfilled. Whatever that thing is, you need to find out quick and spend most, and I mean most of your time doing that thing. Because the more time you spend in fulfillment, the more time you're actually enjoying this God-given gift of life. And that allows you to make the most out of your one chance at life. And I believe that is the best way to live, even if there is an objectively best way to live. So, go live in fulfillment. Go spread some love. Stop chasing money. Money is not the forefront goal. If you actually want to become rich, chase fulfillment.